Poop, poop. Coming up in this video, I'll show you how easy it is to fit a new floor in your van. But first, we want to give you a little update on what's going on with Mel's weight.
What is it?
We're going to have to upplay. Here we are at Barrow Mump. The car park is quite a good park up, it looks like. There's a couple of vans here.
Careful.
It's a funny name, Mump. Like mump is what you get when you're a kid, you get the mumps. And they're kind of like bumps. And Barrow Mump is like a big giant bump.
It's a bump on the landscape.
We're at the top now.
Feels good to have it at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels good to be up here.
Yay!
Last week, we covered going to the weighbridge with Melvyn the Motorhome, and we discovered he was almost overweight. Being overloaded in your campervan and motorhome is a really serious issue, so we contacted a couple of companies who deal with this sort of thing. And next week, we will be bringing you the options available to people like us with motorhomes and campervans that are close to their weight limit. You do not want to be overloaded.
Yeah, we can tell you about what we're going to do to kind of mitigate the problem and to avoid getting in trouble for being too heavy. And so then you can see what the options are that we've found, and you can make a decision about if you need to do something as well.
Yeah, there's various ways of tackling this issue, and to find out what we do and how you can deal with it, you've got to watch next week as well. So the best thing is to like, comment and
subscribe!
Yay! Bonjour Motorhome!
Hello, I just wanted to talk to you about the floor today. When we got Melv, he had a carpet for a floor, which is a bit minging because he was getting on in years, it being a 2007 model. So we thought it'd be so much more practical, especially with the dog, to have a vinyl floor. And I thought, why not have a go at fitting it myself? So in this video, I just want to show you that it wasn't difficult. If I could do it, you could do it. The result looks like this now.
Bonjour!
Bonjour!
What's the problem?
Oh, well, it's this carpet. It's just minging.
Caravan. Right. Start again. What are you going to do about it?
Well, it'd be much better if we had something wipeable, like vinyl or something. What do you think?
I think that's much better. Are you going to show us how to do it?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. The first thing to do is to make a template of the floor. Our carpet is not removable, so I use paper, but if you can remove your carpet, that makes the perfect template for cutting out your new floor for a good fit. I used some inexpensive brown packaging paper, but to be honest, it was a bit thin. I think thin card would have worked better. Thin enough to fold, but thick enough to hold its shape better than paper did. But I was able to fold the paper into the nooks and crannies, and using masking tape and scissors, you can see how I shaped myself a template of the floor. I noted some measurements on my template just to make sure I wasn't going to go completely off track when it came to cutting the vinyl to size. Starting with the straighter section between the sofas, then I made a second template for the more tricky section around the kitchen area, which had quite a few more corners to duplicate. Because of the size of my sheet of vinyl, there'd have to be a join. I thought the best place for the join would be where the kitchen area meets the lounge. I ordered some hard-wearing vinyl from eBay, a really brilliant company who gave me a great price and very speedy delivery. I laid my sheet of vinyl out on a flat surface, well, on the ground. It was flat enough. Putting the templates on top, I drew around them with a tight line. Then I drew around that tight line again, allowing a margin of about 2 centimeters all the way around to account for any skewiness in my template. This second line would be the one I will actually cut along. I'd watched a video about laying vinyl, and it seems the best way is to have some excess on the edges, then push it into the corners of your floor, and then cut along the crease for a really snug fit. If I'd been really clever, I would have turned the template and the vinyl sheet upside down to draw around it, so as not to get any marks on the right side of the vinyl. You could do this, but I didn't want to damage the surface of my vinyl by putting it upside down on the rough ground to cut it out. And I used a darker marker pen, so any lines wouldn't show up too much on the finished floor. And actually, any marker pen that was visible, I was able to remove it with nail varnish remover after the floor was down. Once I had my 2 sections of vinyl cut to shape, I used carpet tape to secure the new flooring on top of the old old carpet. I didn't fancy the mess and hassle of trying to remove the carpet first, and we figured it would act as an underlay and extra insulation too. The only risk to that is that you could potentially pierce the vinyl if it's lying on top of soft carpet, but we don't often wear our stilettos in the van, and the type of vinyl we got was particularly tough, made for nightclubs, so we figured it would be fine. Of course, you add weight to your van by putting vinyl on top of the carpet, but we factored that in and decided it would be the best method for us. I made sure to overlap the join where the two pieces of vinyl met, so I could cut through them both together, just like cutting turf to fit a new lawn if you've ever done that. I used this curved rubber trim from Amazon to cover the join. I used the same trim to neaten the join at the doorstep, and a different 3/4 corner trim to neaten the edges along the bottom of the benches. The rest of the edges I tidied and sealed with black silicone to match the floor, and stop any spilled drinks or anything going underneath the vinyl and soaking into the carpet underneath. So, well, we've lived with this vinyl floor for almost a year now since I changed it, and it's been fantastic. It wasn't expensive, it's very hard wearing and really easy to keep clean. I read on a forum somewhere that a dark floor and light furniture makes the van feel wider. I think it does show the footprints a bit, being black, but it's so easy to keep clean that we don't mind that. So, let me know in the comments if you've changed your floor. Maybe you do prefer carpet. What colour would you go for? Bye for now. Hi, I'm Malish and I love travelling in our van. You have to go left a bit.
Hi, I'm Zoe and I'm severely sight impaired, but I still love going out in Melvyn the Motorhome.
What are you doing?
Hi, I'm Kiva and I love pickle.
Hello, I'm Melvyn the Motorhome.
And together we want to travel the world.
And we hope you join us on our adventures.
Poo poo.